All right, come on, ladies. All right, I wanted to make a quick little video for their first week. This is my first time working with both of them together. I've been working with them individually, so if it's a little chaotic, that's because I'm working through them together. So, I know Holiday Barn probably uses some different lingo than I do. I'm going to continue to use my lingo unless you request otherwise. I'm basically just pretending like they don't know anything. I obviously know that they know a lot of stuff, but I kind of want to avoid them, like maybe if there's a behavior that they're kind of not being as fluent with. My hopes is that like a different word or command will just make it a new behavior altogether, even though it looks the same as the other one. So if you are like dead set on another behavior or command, like a verbal command, just let me know and I'm happy to switch that over. Like for instance, the place, I think Holiday Barn uses the word climb. I just use the word place. So, man, this week I wanted to keep things super simple and, hey, Emma, hi, and kind of really revisit marker inquisition, just to help them understand what I'm looking for. So, a marker is going to be a word or a cue that marks a moment in time that we like something that they do, and for them that's going to announce the arrival of a reinforcer. So the idea is when they do something and they hear that marker, because of that association, that behavior will then take on the good feeling of food so that they will be more likely to do it in the future. And I have a couple of different markers just to help them distinguish what they're supposed to be doing when they hear that marker, or I guess to predict the type of reward event. So we have the word yes, which means I like what you did, come take something from me. So I'm typically starting out with that one, shaping new behaviors, just because it's meant to be pretty quick, higher paced, and there's not a lot of like, the bar is low, there's not a lot of expectation within behavior. They do something, they get rewarded for it, that's it. That's the end of that sequence of events, versus the word good, which is going to imply that I want them to continue to do the thing that they're doing, and I'm going to pay them in behavior, and then they'll hear the word okay as a release word, which I don't know what Holiday Barn uses. I think theirs might be break. So I'm just gonna use okay. Again, if you want me to switch it up, that's fine. So again, revisiting everything, like I want to break things down a little bit better for them. This is the first time that I've worked with them together. Obviously they work together because they're siblings, but if it's a little wonky, that's why, because it's new for the three of us. So Dixie, place. Good. I'm going to pay her in behavior. Emma, place. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Good. And again, I'm going to bring that reinforcer to them. So I'm putting a lot of focus on a place command for them, because I know that there's issues with like greeting people and stealing food and things like that. I want to really capitalize on their impulse control. Good. So we'll make it a point to add in distractions and things are happening around them. Right now I just have them on slip collars. I don't need, or slip leashes. I don't need them. I'm not going to put too many rules on things just yet. I want them to be like, this is a great place to be, before I'm like, you can't alternatively do this. Good. Just that's the way I like to do things. Good. And then Dixie, okay. Emma, okay. Yay. Versus Dixie, place. Yes. This week she can come take it from me. All right, Dixie, go over there. Emma, place. Yes. Get out of the deep. I don't know, we're not even friends. Oops. So another, I just kind of wanted to show you that's what we've been working on this week. Another thing that we've been working on is, and I think it's, you are the one that steals food just by your or right now. Out command. So I use an out command. It's going to mean leave a resource alone. So right now I'm going to be the resource, and all I'm doing is I'm saying the word out, I'm stepping into their space, and I'm tossing food behind them so that they create this muscle memory of I hear the word out and I move backwards. And eventually that'll just be transferred over to an object away from me. So usually I start out with like a low value kibble in a food bowl, and then I'll say the word out, they hear that word, they move backwards, and it's me right there behind them. Yes, and I pay. Sorry. We're not quite there yet, but especially for her, because she's kind of rude and pushy, I want her to understand the concept of my space matters, give me my space. So I'm going to utilize a little bit of spatial pressure, which is me moving into her, and she knows to respond to that. I'm going to use my space as a pressure source to ask for something, and then when she gives it to me, I will discontinue. I will relieve that pressure, remove it by stopping, discontinuing, moving towards her. So, come here, Dix. Out. Well, Emma, out. Super simple. I just want that to be like repetition, repetition, repetition. So it becomes muscle memory, it's reflexive. They hear the word out and they're like, whoa. They just do it. They don't even realize that what they're outing from. I want there to be that if I'm sitting down eating and I say out, they give me a little, good girl, they give me a little bit of space and there's removing that opportunity for taking things from me or just being rude and pushy. Like, they're such sweet older ladies, but I can tell they probably are like, especially when they're together, like overly loving, as labs tend to be, right? Like, we're very biddable, but we also kind of annoying, huh? Out. Yes. Wow, so good. You sweet old lady. Out. Very good. Dixie, place. Good. Emma, place. Good. Very nice. So if you want to practice things over the weekend, ma'am,
I found the cookie.
place. It's going to be utilizing especially that kiss marker. Good. Anytime you go to give them food, treats, whatever, good. We're going to start with that YES. And then give them food. Place. Good. These treats are fine. They're a little bit big, so I've been working with them in like really short windows. I just know that they like food, so I have that to my advantage. But I don't want to like make them fat while they're here. So especially when we get into what I was talking about before with using the food bowl to work on her out. If you want to bring in like their kibble one day, so I can just have that here when I need to use that, because I don't really have any meat-free kibble. And then maybe no pressure, but maybe smaller treats. These are a little bit big. I think they're happy with them, but again, I don't want to like we have to watch our figure, it's the summer. Good. All right, so super simple stuff. I've been keeping it really simple with them. They're doing well with everything, but they're definitely like some seasoned ladies. And they know exactly what's going on. They know that we're working. So as we progress, probably next week I'll go back into a little bit more e-collar work, since they already know that stuff. We can move pretty quickly with that. Once we're doing more advanced things, it'll be kind of at home, like implementing stuff to where it's just randomly throughout the day, because they know that I'm training with them, right? Like, they're like sitting here staring at me, they know I have food. They know that this is set up. So like at home, it's gonna be, we're using these behaviors randomly to make our life easier with the dog, so that we're creating newer, better habits. And that way it's just, we're teaching them how to live at liberty, and it's not so like, all right, this is a training session, we're gonna do 2 minutes of this. So that's my advice there. All right, Dixie, okay. Emma, okay. Woo, we're done.